Okay, today is now the 1st of April 2017. And I'm thinking, where did 2017 go? It's April already. Okay. Today's card is the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Coins. And this is sometimes considered in contrast to the Eight of Pentacles, because the Eight of Pentacles is a card of the apprentice. And the Three of Pentacles is traditionally considered as a card of the craftsman, right? So with the Eight, you're learning. With the Three, you have skill, you've had training, you've developed ability over a period of time, you've tried different things, you've learned a lot. And at this point, with the Three of Pentacles, you've achieved a certain position, a certain level of expertise. You know what you're doing, you know what ought to be done, you've got experience. So if you relate that type of thinking to the if the card comes up as the answer to a question, then it's going to go well. You've got a good plan, you've got ideas, you know what you're doing, you've got experience, you can handle whatever it is that is being required, because it can be emotional, financial, professional, whatever it happens to be. It doesn't have to just be about money. So you've got knowledge, experience, you know what you're doing. Okay, so generally it's a good card. And maybe with the Three of Pentacles reversed, then it's somebody who's out their depth. They think they know what they're about. They think they've got ability, but they don't have as much as they think they do. Right? So there's some kind of misunderstanding of how much skill is going to be required, or how much skill they already possess. Okay. But if you look at the picture, we've got the fellow as we look at on the left, and he seems to be the craftsman. He's got the chisel or whatever it is in his hand. He's the builder, the one who makes, the one who uses measurement to figure out what goes where and the order in which to put things together. Right, so he's organized, the fellow on the left. And the two on the right, the one further back looks like some kind of monk. He looks like he's got the haircut for the monk. And the fellow with him could be a jester. I don't know, he's wearing a funny costume. So it makes me think maybe the monk and the jester person represent the court. And on the one hand, you've got the scientist, you've got the builder who does the work. And on the other hand, the two people together, you've got people who think about stuff and who play. So, but because it's the craftsman, you've got a good plan. But if you look at the picture, we've got two openings. And so maybe with the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so for a typical question, the answer is yes, and it's going to be good, and you're going to be able to figure it out, and it's going to work. You have a good plan, you have good ideas, you know what direction you're going in, you're going to get there, right? But if we want a bit more information, a different type of information, the Three of Pentacles can look like, on the one hand, on the left, you've got science and measurement, and following the rules and following the laws that have been laid down. And on the other side, you've got the priest or the monk and the fool. It's a bit like you've got the difference between science and religion. But we have both. And it can be that, so the reader, when the Three of Pentacles comes up, religion is about belief and science is about knowledge. And it's a bit like we have both in this particular picture. And we're not being told that one is more important than the other, or one is more correct than the other. So maybe when the Three of Pentacles comes up, the reader ought to listen to what the questioner is saying. And if the reader can figure out, is this thing, is the questioner, what they think or what they say, is it something they believe, or is it something they know? Right? Because religion is belief, science is knowing. And it can be that maybe the questioner believes something, but they believe it's knowledge. And it's a bit like if the reader can help the questioner to see when what they're doing or what they want to do is something they believe, but there isn't that much evidence to back it up. And when they're building on a foundation of knowledge, because they did the research, they've looked at the data, they've looked to see, there's proof, there's evidence for support that supports one position or one point of view instead of another. And they've balanced and weighed the evidence, and they've come to a reasonable conclusion. And this can be what's going on with the Three of Pentacles. That can be difficult to explain to a questioner, but the reader ought to know, well, the reader can know better. And so with the Three of Pentacles, think about what your questioner believes and think about what your questioner knows, and maybe help them see the difference, or help them understand when they think they've got knowledge, but what they've actually got is belief. And somehow belief changes, whereas knowledge doesn't. There's stability in knowledge more so than there is in something that you I say just believe, that's kind of biased, but in something that you believe. Because beliefs can come and go, but knowledge is forever. Okay, enough rambling for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.